For all of American history, the group of people who have been the most mistreated, oppressed, disrespected, and cheated by the government has been the oil companies. It breaks my heart. And now at Standing Rock, there's a group of water protectors trying to interfere with the poor oil companies from building their Dakota Access Pipeline. These oppressors have no respect for the oil industry and their rich tradition of destroying water supplies and ruining sacred Native American sites. I mean, it's part of their culture, and I think it deserves respect. Nobody stands up for them. The oil companies have been oppressed for long enough. They need our help. The oppressors are trying to strong-arm the oil companies into stopping construction on the pipeline because they just want to profit from having clean drinking water for themselves, 18 million other people, and future generations. It's pure greed. I mean, they even have the audacity to stand up for clean water in the environment through peaceful protests and prayers. Can you imagine the brutality of prayers? Obviously, the only thing you should be praying for is for the safety of the militarized police that the oil industry has sent in to attack the peaceful protesters. They wear riot gear, they attack the peaceful protesters with pepper spray, tear gas, shoot them with rubber bullets, water cannons, sick vicious dogs on them, and throw concussion grenades at them. Clearly, they need all the support they can get. I mean, do you even know how dangerous prayers can be? They're dangerous enough that I think it's a loophole that the First Amendment guarantees people the right to pray in peaceful assembly. Attacking and arresting people who are praying is the only way to keep society safe from the brute force of prayer. But here's the brilliant part of it all. The oil companies have got law enforcement officials who are funded by the taxpayers' money to attack the taxpayers who are trying to protect the taxpayers' water supply from the oil company's pipeline. Makes sense. It's like if I was going to come over to destroy your house, I'd be getting you to pay for the security guard that attacks you when you try to peacefully stop me from destroying your house. It's genius if you ask me. The oppressors say the Dakota Access Pipeline would eventually break and destroy the water supply of the Missouri River, which happens to provide water for 18 million people, give or take. First of all, you should never drink out of a river. Instead, you can just get water from your tap at home. Second of all, if you look at the facts, Enbridge Energy Partners is one of the largest stakeholders in the pipeline. And this should make you sleep easy at night because between 1999 and 2010, they averaged only one oil spill every 5 days, a measly 804 in total, spilling a barely noticeable 5 million gallons of oil into the environment. Let's look at the glass half full, people. There were 4 days out of every 5 that they didn't cause an oil spill. So if you knew about math, you'd know that because they've had so many oil spills so consistently, odds are they'll eventually stop having oil spills. This is how the Cubs won the World Series. 108 years of disastrous seasons increased the probability of them eventually winning it all to the point that they won it all this year. And let me put it to you this way. On the day the Cubs won the World Series, they didn't spill any oil. Additionally, Enbridge promises to use leak detectors. But the closed-minded oppressors don't feel safe with this because for the last 6 years, leak detectors have only worked 22% of the time. But that's irrelevant because I have the perfect solution to help out the good folks at the oil companies. I'm developing detectors that detect failed leak detectors. That way the oil companies will be able to detect when a leak detector isn't detecting leaking oil. Let's give these guys a break, people. Enbridge only had $32 billion in revenue in 2013. They're just a mom and pop shop. So I'm thinking about starting a GoFundMe campaign to help them fight their economically powerful oppressors at Standing Rock. The pipeline was originally going to be routed through Bismarck, which happens to have a population of 93% white people and a per capita income 22% above the national average. But the Army Corps of Engineers decided this posed an unacceptable risk to their water supply. So they rerouted the pipeline to go through Standing Rock, which happens to have a population of 75% Native Americans and an income level 64% below the national average. So why was it an acceptable risk to run the pipeline through these people's water supply, but not the good-hearted Caucasians in Bismarck? Nobody knows. When you look at the facts and figures, you can't find any kind of correlation. God works in mysterious ways. Some have the belief that the federal government is putting the profits of the oil industry ahead of the treaty and sovereign rights of Native Americans by allowing their sacred sites to be dug up and water supply compromised. Let's be real. Those treaties, I don't think they ever shook on them. Also, I think the federal government has gone way above and beyond their call of duty to show Native Americans respect. They got 5 major sports teams to use Native Americans as their mascot. Objectification is the epitome of respect. They say you can't drink oil. Well, I say not only can you drink oil, you should drink oil. That's really filling. What's up, guys? If you'd like to join me in donating to help support the water protectors at Standing Rock so that they can keep standing up for what's right, you'll find a link where you can donate in the comments section below. And for all you water protectors at Standing Rock right now, thank you for doing what you're doing. I really appreciate you.
I wanna write a song for my brothers out at Standing Rock. They gotta